Hello folks, today we're going to show you how to test your ignition coil packs in your car, if it's a 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder or 8-cylinder. So this way you can test them. Well, there's 10 cylinders, 12 cylinders as well, but the most common ones are 4, 6 and 8 cylinders. Now there's some cars with 5 cylinders, but this is a way to test your coil packs individually. This is not for distributor, this is for coil packs, this method. But distributor is about the same thing, but we're just using a wire that I'm going to show you in the video, an extra wire for this purpose. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how to test your coil packs individually to make sure that they're doing their job, delivering spark or creating spark. Sometimes it's when you got these coil packs individually, some of them are not creating a spark and you have a shaking engine and it's telling you misfire. And today I'm going to show you how to use one of these guys, inline check spark tester, to test one of these guys. So we're going to test 2 of them and I'm going to show you how to install these, especially when these cylinder heads have the spark way down there and these coil packs have a long tube to reach them. So I'm going to show you how to bypass that when you take the coil out. So let's get started. So before you even get to this, you want to make sure you get one of these wires, that these are long wires. This is the wire where it will touch the spark plug on a Honda or Nissan. So these plugs have like a suction cup here. I took that out and then I left the wire that goes to the distributor on it. So what we're gonna do, this is gonna be our guide to reach the spark plug in the cylinder head. So we feed this in there and then this is gonna transfer to our tester, inline tester, by a bolt that we have cut off. So that's gonna be our transfer point. So we make sure that was gonna be in the distributor cap from our wire that we're using for reaching the spark plug, and then we transfer it to the spark plug tester by the bolt. So we match them because both of them are female, so we're creating a connector, and this guy is gonna go into the end of the coil pack, so there's never an interruption of the spark going into the spark plug in case the cylinder is creating spark. We're just making sure that the spark gets delivered to the spark plug in case there's always spark to that. So this is how you're gonna test each coil pack to see which one is bad. So let's get started. So first of all, you guys want to remove your plastic covers from your engine, which I have done. These covers, they just make sure that nothing is visible, so you remove that. And then you want to use for this Toyota, we're going to use a 10mm socket and remove this connector coil and remove or bolt that holds down our coil pack. So we take this bolt off, don't lose it, and we're gonna extract the coil. As you can see, this coil, see the length of it? So from here to here, that's how much distance it needs to go in to reach the spark plug, because the head has all the mechanisms and that spark plug is deep in there to reach the cylinder. That's why this is the space between, it's just a tube. So that's why we're gonna be using this guy. So that's why I'm telling you, get one of these long wires to reach in there, because the coil pack is gonna be outside for the test. This, you cannot put the spark plug, the inline spark tester in there, because it's flexible and it's never gonna make contact with the spark plug. So we put the other one in like this, there it is, and then we connect it to the inline spark tester, and the inline spark tester we connect it to the other end of the coil pack. In here, all it is, in here there's only a spring, and what's keeping contact into it is when they get bolted down to the valve cover. So there's not a connector here, it's just a spark tension in there. So the spring is always touching the spark plug, and now we have to make sure that this guy doesn't slide out of this. So what we're doing, I can put clear tape in here to keep them together. So I use clear tape, and as I put it on, I press down into it, both of them. So this is what happened. Now I got clear tape so I can see, and now we connect this coil pack here. So now you can see that there's the wire going in there with the long reach, and then that transfers into the spark plug inline spark tester by joining these two with a bolt, because there will be no match. So I transfer, I make it match with a bolt as a connector, and now that guy goes into the coil pack. Now that coil pack is connected to my harness, so I'm gonna crank the car. It should run just fine, and we'll see if there's spark into this guy. If this coil pack is bad, then this wouldn't light up. But if this coil pack is good, you'll see a light here. And let's crank the car over. So we can see the light. See the light? There's a light happening there, so that means this coil pack is creating and into a wire, and that wire is reaching down there. So we're making sure that cylinder is grabbing power all the time. So now that we know that that's working, let's test the next coil pack. And remember, folks, you don't want to do this for a long time. You just want to make sure that this is working, and then go to the next one. You don't want to be working on the same one, let it run for a long time. This is just for a test purpose, not to make it run for a long time. So now we undo all the wiring. Put our coil pack back in there, connect it, and then we put our bolt in. And we got that coil pack back in there. That's how simple it is to just take it off, test it, and put it back on. And then we go to the next one and do the same thing. See what I meant? That much, that's how far deep that a spark plug is. So with this guy by itself, I wouldn't be able to reach in there, and it's flexible. So we need something solid that we can guide, and that's why we get one of these wires, so we can put it into the spark plug and transfer that to the spark plug tester, and from there we go straight into our coil pack, and then we put more tape again. Like I said, I use clear tape in case I cover some of the areas where the spark plug tester might be showing the results. Now that we have that, we plug our coil pack. And now that we have all together, we turn on our car again, and we verify the second coil pack that is working. And what do you know? That thing is creating that light, so that means it's working properly. There it is. So that spark, that coil pack is creating spark, so that cylinder has spark all the time. So this is a way to verify these coil packs, they're working properly. So now that we have verified this is working as well, we continue down the road, but this is, I'm showing you how to do it. So we take the plugs out, we take our wires out,
disconnect our coil so we can guide it straight down, and then we connect it again. We put a bolt down, and this bolt is what keeps down the tension into the spark plug, because there's a spring in the tip of this. So you gotta make sure you bolt it down, otherwise you have that bouncing out and you have a bad contact. You tighten it, and you can test the other two, or the rest of them. If you got a B8 or B6, you can test them as well this way and make sure. And a B8 is harder to find which one it is, because the shaking on the engine will be noticeable too good, like in a 4-cylinder, because 7 pistons are working and one of them is not working because the spark is not there. But it's harder to find it. On a 4-cylinder, you can tell when the engine is shaking, because 3 cylinders are not enough to keep that engine running without making that vibration or shaking. And well, folks, I hope you have enjoyed this video about how to test your coil packs easy way at home. You just gotta get that inline spark tester, and then just get a wire that has a long solid tip, the ones that they can go inside the cylinder to reach the spark plug. So easy way to test them. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and we'll see you soon with more videos here in el canal del Chano Jose.